the thing about privacy policies, I think what happens is that we decide, actually, I want to, you know, I do want to use Google. I want to be able to Google stuff. So I'll just say yes to whatever you say, Google. We all accept these policies without reading them. I do it too. And I suppose this new legislation is really there to make us think more about it. Hello, I'm Sarah Giblin. I'm the creator of the Riut bag. I'm the person who runs this company. I run this website, and I am the controller of all of the data that passes through this website. There are brand new laws about data protection that come in the EU. That means that all of my customers and the people who spend time on my website have got to have their data treated in a way that is in line with the incredibly strict new rules. I just want to explain how the company works first of all. So I'm the only person in this company, but I work with a number of other companies in order to make Riut happen. The moment that you come onto the website, my website can see all sorts of things. It doesn't know who you are at that point, but it's beginning to go, there's someone who's reading a blog, or there's someone who is you know, buying this product. And when an order comes through, that's the first time that I know it's you. I'll see the name, the address, the email address, and the telephone number. And at that point, we send off the order to our warehouse. They will go and pick the right Riut bags for you, print out the label on your parcel, and it will be sent off to the nearest, to the correct parcel company in order to get it to you. When we order stuff online and we give people our email addresses and our addresses, I think we expect that they're probably going to put it on a parcel and send it to us. And that's exactly what happens in this case. So I don't do anything else with your address. I don't use it to work out anything else. I don't do any more analytics in terms of that. I literally just use your address to get your Riut bag to you. The bit that is probably most unexpected for people who use social media and where I advertise on that social media, if you have seen my advertising somewhere and you've come to the website, that's something that I know that connection takes place. So your personal information isn't shared, but the fact that you have that you've seen some advertising and arrived on my website, that is known. The only other things that my company does is I have a newsletter where I tell people about new products, travel ideas, travel tips, and you can sign up to that newsletter. You can unsubscribe from that at any time. So what you know so far is who I am and what I'm doing. Now, the question is, who is controlling that data? I am the data controller. I'm processing it, I'm using it. Which data is actually being used? There's some information that you simply give to me. So you say, that's the Riut bag that I want. And then you enter your email address, you enter all of your details so that I can send it to you. And that is the information. Then there is this other type of interesting digital information that tends to be run over cookies. There's some information that you don't say, hello, I'd like to volunteer this information. It happens automatically when you go onto someone's website. So my website will ping some information to your computer and say, what is that? Is that a mobile phone you're using? Is that a desktop? And then you tend to present the information according to what you've found out from that cookie being pinged out. Under the new General Data Protection Regulations, so the GDPR, I need to have a legal basis for doing all of this stuff with your data. And as I said, all of this, like getting your email address and sending you a Riut bag, the legal basis for that is the contract that we have. You've paid me, you have to get what you have paid me for, and I have to get it to you. So I have to use that information. In terms of the marketing type side of things, there's a tick box that you can check if you would like to get the emails from me. We don't have a contract for me to send you an email. Instead, the legal basis is the consent that you give at the point that you opt in. And we're going to do a double opt-in. So not only do you say, yep, I want this, but when the email arrives in your inbox, you can say, I'm totally up for this. Yep, I tick the box on the website, and yes, I do actually want to get these emails. Or you can say, do you know what? I actually don't want it. There are still a couple of practical grey zones. So for example, if you go and visit a social media platform, you've seen my advertising, and then you come to my website, there currently isn't a way from my website's end to turn that off. However, there is a way inside the social media platform that you have inside your profile to turn that off. If you turn off all of that targeting, which is sort of, the personal data around you that makes that advertising relevant, you still get advertising. Facebook will advertise at you no matter what. It's just you'll be shown irrelevant stuff. So weirdly, them having your personal data, which they have on that platform anyway, is the reason that they've matched you up to me. So I think that's a really dodgy bit. I think that's going to be a difficult topic in the future. The final thing is, how long am I going to keep your information? Now, with our contract, if you buy a Riut bag from me and I send it to you, I do keep the order in my system for a while. That's because I need to make sure that your Riut bag has actually been delivered. So at that point, we want to go back to your order, find out what happened with that delivery, look for the tracking, and then be in contact with you, basically. That's the idea. So we keep that information on our system so that we know when you write to us and say, hey, I ordered a Riut bag, there's a problem with it, or there's a problem with the delivery, that we can refer to that and say, yes, this person really did have that, really did order this Riut bag. Currently, I'm saying I think we should keep the information about 6 months, but actually in some cases, people might write to us after a couple of years and let us know that there's something going on with their Riut bag, whether it's really good or really bad. So I don't think I've quite worked out what the best timescale is to keep that information, because it's really it only really benefits the customer and it doesn't really benefit us to have that information. In terms of the emails where we're doing marketing, you can unsubscribe at any time. And until you unsubscribe, if you're still enjoying the emails, then we won't take you off the books. You can complain to us if you think that your information is being used inappropriately. You can also complain to the UK Information Commissioner's website if you have a problem with the way that we are using your information. So that's basically it. That's my privacy policy. I hope you feel like you've understood more than you might have done if you just tried reading it and given up halfway through. The new regulations are going to come into force on the 25th of May 2018. And that's just the beginning. We're really going to find out what the regulations mean when they are tried and tested in court with real cases. Wild stuff. Enjoy using the website and look after your data.